here. Maybe you can beat SoulKey. I did it. You know, Cal did it. Maybe you can do it as well. Let's put our heads together here and get some ideas. SoulKey, 96 and 67 in total Pro League matches. An excellent Zerg pickup for SK Telecom T1. You know, after Woongjin Stars was over, they grabbed onto him, and they grabbed him really fast.
They grabbed onto him like you would grab onto a hang glider if that was your only way to live. And they did really well.
Except if you're the SK Telecom T1, you're like grabbing onto a hang glider if it's like the 9th way, the only way that you can live. It's like, well,
actually so true.
We have our own private jet. We've got a jetpack. We've got a bunch of pillows on the ground we can land
balloons,
on.
A bunch of hot air balloons following us around.
We've got, you know, 3 people who've got jetpacks who grab our arms anytime and keep us safe. But yeah, we'll grab the hang glider too. Yeah, send that over to us. We got the money.
I mean, why not? You can buy it, you know, it's another way to survive. You got SoulKey here. This is Squirtle, the guy he's going up against. Lost his first game against Sniper.
Yeah, he did. A tough loss there. So looks like we're going to jump into this game right away. Without further ado, it's time for Yeonsu, SoulKey versus Squirtle, 2014 Pro League. SK Telecom T1 versus Incredible Miracles.
LTA는 SK텔레콤.
Down here in the bottom left, we have the red Zerg representing SK Telecom. This is, of course, SoulKey.
SoulKey, such a great Zerg player, very accomplished at the end of 2013. Squirtle, on the other hand, in Heart of the Swarm, not as well known, not as accomplished. In Wings of Liberty, he really made a name for himself. Really great macro play, especially in Protoss versus Terran, knowing how to switch up his style and also to really catch Terrans off guard with his late game. That's always been his really big trademark. That's a great little cute Hydralisk drawing here.
Do you see that little Zergling as well? Why are they always fat and chubby and so cute?
I don't know, but he says he's hungry for a win.
Yeah, he's hungry.
Hungry for a victory.
Yeah.
It's a cute little sign there. Yeah, SoulKey losing his first Zerg versus Protoss, of course, to Cal. Kind of not, I don't want to say an embarrassing loss, but not one that you would expect. And SoulKey, obviously, in this game now being very careful with his scout, not wanting to lose the same way, sending a drone scout out right away.
Yeah, and a big thing to note is that in the first game that SK Telecom T1 played, SoulKey was the 4th player, but he did not get to play because it was 3-0. In the second one, he was 2nd, and he was the only player to lose. So now they've put him back at that 4th place spot on Yeonsu.
Yeah. Indeed. See what Squirtle's going to show us here. It looks like it's a Nexus first. Something also that SoulKey is able to identify. But once the drone comes in, he adds a gateway. And the reason why is because he was at that time where he needed to send his probe down. Most Zerg players don't drone scout. So if you're at this point, you don't have to send 2 probes down. You don't have to be prepared for a drone block. The drone goes into his main base, and he's like, well, I'm not getting that Nexus up. I guess I have to make a gateway here because the drone's going to block me. I have to send 2 probes down. It's going to take him a lot longer to get the Nexus. There it is. But that drone scout is great for SoulKey because it makes him safe, and it also kind of messes with Squirtle's build a little bit.
Yeah, you can say that you lose the minerals that you would gain if it was at-home mining, but you also have to say that it'll disrupt the build of Squirtle. It'll delay his Nexus. You could even keep it in the base for longer by stealing this extractor. Going to cancel and remake it and cancel and just stay there for as long as possible until there's at least a Zealot, maybe a Stalker.
Yeah. He may even just let it finish since the gateway timing is the way it is because there's nothing even attacking it yet. So he's just going to let it finish, which is just going to deny the mining so much longer on that gas for Squirtle. So this is a very rough start for Squirtle. Awkward Nexus timing, not the gas income he would like. And he's going to have to actually adjust his build accordingly. Maybe add 3 gateways a little bit faster and try to be a little bit more aggressive since he has that faster warping feature for the gateway before Nexus. Maybe with the extra minerals, he can make more Zealots because even though his gas mining is slowed here quite significantly, he still gets extra minerals.
Yep, that is true. Just putting that 1 Zealot so far onto that extractor, getting one of the extractors at his own base, one of the gases, I should say.
And Squirtle actually responds here by instantly double taking the gases at his natural, not wasting any time. He wants to get those gases up right away. Basically just saying, obviously gas is the most important resource for me right now, and I'm not just going to try to hit a faster timing or be aggressive with more minerals. That's not acceptable. That's something that SoulKey might expect. So I'm just going to get 3 gases up ASAP.
We see he has not taken that third gas just yet. Maybe he wants to wait until he gets that overlord out or something. We have the speed coming out for SoulKey at the same time. This one Zealot just awkwardly standing in the big space at his wall.
Yeah, he's
just waiting. He's overseeing the building by the probes.
I really like this, although I think he thought that wasn't scouted. It was. If it wasn't scouted, it'd be really intelligent. And going for an immortal push against a player like SoulKey is a smart choice, especially if you're under the impression this isn't scouted. We'll see what he ends up doing with this. It might just be him getting the observer out, playing safe, taking third base, timing. But if it is, the idea is certainly intelligent, especially because his gas mining was a little bit messed up here.
Yeah, definitely. We have a third base going down for SoulKey right now.
Yep, third base going up for him. He's getting his own gases up. He's already mined quite a bit. And keeping speed out of the equation for as long as possible, just saving that gas for something else. There's the Immortal on the way. Immortal first here means almost certainly timing. Probably going to be 2 Immortals, maybe 3 even. With how quick he's gotten this out, he's using all of his Chrono Boost on it.
Yeah, but SoulKey at the same time, he's been really annoying with these overlords all over the base of Squirtle so far. He's gotten all the scouting information so far. Sees the 2 gases here with his overlord as well. Still, that one has not been taken.
Yeah, that's something that I think, you know, if he sees this, he knows, okay, there's definitely a high likelihood we're going to see a timing, especially with that Robo, with you only having 3 gas. Roach Horn comes down here at the exact moment that he would like to have it against an Immortal push, if it does come to that. You know, he's not sure that's what's coming, but he's got a good idea. And these 5 drones that he has right now are probably going to be the last ones he wants to make this game to hold a push like this. Oh, nice. He sends his Earthling trying to spot and see if there's Immortal on the high ground. He doesn't see it.
Good positioning of the Immortals so that they are not on the edge, possibly be easily scouted by that one Zergling. That would be embarrassing. We do have a Warp Prism at the same time coming around, so that's going to be good for his forward Warp Pins. We have a Zealot, 4 sentries, and these 2 Immortals coming out. Little push here.
Gateways being added very late, on the other hand, for Squirtle. He would have liked to have these a little bit earlier. Now he's going to kind of have to wait for those to finish. Starts another Immortal, too. I don't really like this timing.
Yeah, this feels a bit awkward or a bit off. Like, since the beginning of the game, he's been a bit off. But look at this, actually. This is pretty cute. He has the real 2 Immortals and 1 Warp Prison, and an hallucinated one that he's going to send over to that third base. If this isn't scouted...
This is tricky. SoulKey, I don't think, is really falling for this, though. Real Immortals going into the main base. We'll see how much damage he gets done. He could target down that spawning pool. Could just go for the Queen. That's his target of choice first. Only a few roaches here. He can actually start to fight those. Gets the Queen.
And he can micro those. He can pick them up right when they lose the shields. He does pick up 1, picks up the second one. Gets out of there, gets a couple of roaches as well as that Queen. Just a bit of damage coming in there. Has a bunch of gateways coming up as well. Those are 4 extra ones there. That's going to be a total of 4 gateways, or no, 6 gateways and 1 Robo. And he did have a ton of sentries in the competition. We got a quick look at that.
Yeah, we did see that. What I want to know is, okay, so it just was revealed that there was a blue dot in the bottom right, and I think that was the fake Warp Prism. If that was a pylon, this would have been in a really, really terrible position right now for SoulKey. You need a forward pylon up to make the Warp Prism able to be used to its fullest potential. If you have a forward pylon up, you use that as your warp in point. The Warp Prism is actually for micro. It picks up your weakened sentries. It picks up your Immortals. It makes your push so much stronger. And this is something that SoulKey might not be expecting here from Squirtle. He made a lot of units early on, but then started to drone up a little bit as he realized, okay, I held off here a drop. But now he has to be very careful about this. There's no creep connected from his main base to the natural. Counterattack here, a little bit annoying.
Yeah,
but this is the big problem.
Annoying. Look at this. He only has 2 spine crawlers here. Most of the units getting surrounded, but a lot of these Immortals here and sentries doing a decent job force fielding so far.
Yep, good micro picking up those weakened sentries, but the Zerglings are actually in the natural doing a lot of damage. It's going to affect the reinforcements. I cannot believe he actually didn't warp anything in to defend there. Meanwhile, really nice pickups on these Immortals. The sentries doing damage as well. SoulKey needs a little bit more time here. There's the overcharge, so he's going to be able to deal with these Zerglings, but a lot of damage done, only down to 28 Harvesters now.
Yeah, he needs more time. A bunch of Zerg units coming in here. There's a couple of Hydras as well trying to defend this. As long as he can defend this push, he will have done a lot of damage to the Protoss army. He just has to defend this, but going up on the high ground and force fielding, that's going to be rough.
Yeah, indeed it is. The Mothership Core utilizing its overcharge again in the main base to deal with the last of the Zerglings. The worker count 40 to 29, a lot of losses on both sides. But with the force fields here on the main base, all of these drones will die, and also the lair probably to go down with not only that, but the tech that's in the main base.
Yeah, the only problem with this is that most of the buildings back at Squirtle are being attacked right now, and he doesn't have much units back there as far as I can see. Looks like he's trying to defend it as well as he can with this one Mothership Core and one Sentry, but there are way too many roaches and Zerglings here.
This could actually be an elimination race. The Mothership Core does not have enough energy for any overcharges. He's also in a position where he doesn't have the Mothership Core with his army, so he can't recall his units back. They're being surrounded here. He's actually starting to defend this, and SoulKey in a great position now, starting to eliminate the gateways as well. Squirtle is in trouble. His economy is in tatters. SoulKey, on the other hand, doesn't have a lot of economy himself.
And you see this is what's left of the army. One Immortal and one Sentry in this weakened Warp Prism right now. And look at the face of Squirtle. This Nexus is going to go down as well. And SoulKey in an incredible position.
Yeah, he's in an incredible position. What he needs to do now is go home, defend, drone up. He's got the better production. He's way down in drones. This is going to be a little bit of a problem for him. But he can re-drone easily with all the larvae he has. He just needs the money to do so. He kept his lair alive. That's so important because it means he can continue to build tech if he needs to, too. And you can see the observer's just highlighting. He's making as many drones as he can afford. And Squirtle's just going to pull his probes here. Not a bad choice, all things considered.
Yeah, he's got to see this as his last push. I mean, it's not going to do much. We have 13 Zerglings and 18 Roaches, as well as 4 Queens for the defense here. It could hurt a bit, but I mean, we have 3 bases right now for SoulKey, and those are a lot of probes in that push.
Yeah, I think this is still a scary Protoss push coming across. Don't ever count this out because there's still force fields available. I don't think this is going to work, though. With all the Queens here ready for Transfuser, the Spine Crawl being repositioned as well. Time warp on some of those Roaches, but they are going to close the gap, and this is not looking good for Squirtle. He does have those Immortals at the back doing a lot of damage on the other hand. It's just not enough.
Yeah, one going down here, and that's the GG! SoulKey takes the 3rd win for SK Telecom T1.
SoulKey going to bring this into a 3-1 victory. Really nicely done. And there were moments in that game where it looked like SoulKey just did not have enough. His economy was in tatters, but he never lost his cool. Going for the counterattacks to eliminate Squirtle's economy and then to further stop his reinforcements was really critical. That was one of the big oversights I feel of Squirtle in this game. If he had just gotten a force field up, or if he had stopped those units from going into the main base there, maybe he could have pulled out a win. Hirai looking very stressed. It's been a great season for IM so far. They were tied for 2nd place. They were just below SK Telecom. Now they're going to drop down here, but they lost to the team that's in 1st, and there's no shame in that. They're the favorite to win the whole thing, SK Telecom T1.
Yeah, and we were saying, you know, if there was one team to beat SK Telecom T1 or have a chance of beating them, it would be this team. They were able to take off 1 game, so that's not bad for them. Viol looking so sick for Incredible Miracle. I can't wait to see a bunch of his games in the future.